What if the greatest deception in history was not the temptation of Eve, but the truth behind it? What if the serpent in the Garden of Eden wasn't merely a tempter, but a lover, a liberator, one who dared to defy divine authority for the sake of knowledge, desire, and forbidden love? This is the untold story of Lucifer and Eve, a tale buried beneath centuries of doctrine, rewritten by victors and shrouded in conspiracy. It is a history of rebellion, exile, loss, and a war that reshaped the heavens and the fate of humankind. In the celestial realms before time was counted, Lucifer was not the adversary we know today. He was the morning star, the most radiant of all the angels, adorned in divine light, favored by God himself. He was the bearer of wisdom, knowledge, and free will, a being crafted in beauty and intellect beyond measure. But with wisdom comes curiosity, and curiosity, when stifled, breeds rebellion. When the earth was still young and humanity was a fragile whisper in the cosmos, a woman named Eve walked in paradise, innocent, obedient, yet bound by the invisible chains of ignorance. She was not yet awakened to the dual nature of existence, good and evil, pleasure and pain, choice and consequence. God had given Adam and Eve dominion over Eden, yet forbade them the fruit of knowledge. And so, knowledge was kept from them, locked away in the branches of a single tree. Lucifer watched.
He questioned,
Why should humanity be denied enlightenment? Why should they exist in blind servitude rather than divine autonomy? The history we are told speaks of a serpent, cunning, deceitful. But was it deception, or was it an act of defiance for the sake of love? Some forbidden texts suggest that Lucifer did not merely tempt Eve. He awakened her, igniting within her a fire of understanding that could never be extinguished. Some accounts claim the fruit was not an apple at all, but the first exchange of divine knowledge through intimacy, a moment that would set the course for the greatest exile in history. Knowledge is power, and power is the enemy of control. When Eve's eyes were opened, when she saw not only her nakedness, but the truth of creation itself, the balance of Eden was shattered. Adam, too, partook in the forbidden wisdom, and with it, humanity was forever changed. God, furious at this transgression, did not merely cast Adam and Eve from the garden. He cast Lucifer from the heavens. The morning star became the fallen one. But he did not go quietly. The war in heaven was not merely a rebellion, it was a battle for sovereignty. Some angels followed Lucifer, believing in his cause, convinced that free will was not blasphemy, but the true gift of divinity. Others remained loyal to God, believing that obedience was the only path to order. The heavens shook, and what began as a celestial disagreement turned into an all-out war. The losses were catastrophic. Legions of angels were cast into the abyss, exiled alongside Lucifer. They became the Watchers, the fallen, the outcasts who would later be demonized as the Nephilim, the ones who walked among men, influencing humanity from the shadows. But the greatest loss of all was Eve herself. If Lucifer's greatest sin was defying God, Eve's was choosing to bear the burden of knowledge. After their expulsion, Adam and Eve began the lineage of humanity, but hidden within ancient texts and whispered in forbidden traditions is the claim that Eve bore more than just Adam's children. Some conspiracy theories suggest that Eve carried the seed of divine rebellion, that Cain, the firstborn, was not Adam's son at all, but the child of another. Cain, the marked one, the wanderer, the cursed, was he cursed for the murder of Abel, or was his crime a deeper sin? Many believe Cain's lineage carried the remnants of celestial knowledge, blood tainted by the wisdom of the Watchers. This bloodline, some say, continued throughout history, manifesting in secret societies, rulers, and rebels who sought to uncover the truth lost in Eden. The Templars, the Rosicrucians, the Illuminati, all whispers of a hidden knowledge that originated not in mere philosophy, but in the first act of defiance, a love that defied the heavens. But knowledge has a price, and history is written by those who win. The war was not merely in heaven, nor was it only in Eden. It continued through time, manifesting in every struggle against oppressive rule, in every attempt to reclaim lost wisdom. The burning of the Library of Alexandria, the persecution of the Gnostics, the countless religious purges, all were attempts to erase a truth too dangerous to be known. What if the concept of original sin was not about morality, but about control? What if humanity was never meant to be ignorant, but those in power, both earthly and divine, ensured it? The greatest trick ever played was convincing the world that Lucifer was the villain, that Eve was weak, that knowledge was a curse rather than a gift. But what if the secret affair of Lucifer and Eve was not a betrayal, but the beginning of a resistance? What if their fall was not failure, but the first step toward a greater destiny, one that has yet to be realized? Even now, there are those who seek the truth, who dig beneath the ruins of ancient texts, who look beyond the doctrines crafted to blind them. Because if knowledge is power, then the greatest fear of all is a world that finally remembers its true origin.